Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do a top 10 list of my top 10 favorite John Williams scores. John Williams is considered one of the greatest composers of all time, and today is his birthday, so I thought, should I do a video on a trailer, thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier, which everyone's already done, or should I do a top 10 video of my top 10 favorite John Williams scores, because I haven't done that video yet, and it would be a good opportunity to do something different than what others are doing right now. So, and what am I going to say about Falcon and Winter Soldier? It was freaking awesome. I love that trailer. So, the only thing that could make it better is a score from John Williams. So let's get right into this. What are my top 10 favorite John Williams scores? Starting at number 10, I have Harry Potter and The Prisoner of Azkaban. Out of all the first three John Williams movies that he scored, I would say Prisoner of Azkaban has my favorite soundtrack of them all. I think it has a lot of that movie throughout. I can't pinpoint really one score from that film, but there is a really interesting score throughout that plays throughout that movie that I think is really good. Specifically, the scene, if I'm remembering correctly, you hear it the most, I think, when Harry is talking to Professor Lupin after, I think, the class goes on a trip, and that score is heard throughout the film in some areas, and I really love that score. I think out of the three films that he did, this is the best one that he did. And funny enough, a lot of people consider it the best of the Harry Potter franchise. I don't think it's the best of the Harry Potter franchise, but definitely up there, if I would say in the top 3 or 4 for me. So moving on to my next movie. At number 4, I have Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. You gotta have Star Wars in here, and I'm gonna admit, I have a couple of Star Wars movies in the top 10, so I didn't put all 7 or 8 or whatever Star Wars movies there are, but Episode 4 is, some people might be surprised because I see a lot of people put Episode 4 on their top 10 John Williams score, or a top 5 or 3 or whatever all the time. I like A New Hope, but I think the score is a little overrated. I still love it. That's why it made my top 10. Mostly the score, like a lot of people will pick the Binary Sunsets theme, and I really love that theme too. I prefer the original, the main theme score that comes right in the beginning. I also really like the at the very end, the throne room scene, I think, is a great score that comes up throughout that movie. So that one is the one that I probably would use to represent this scene right here. This number 9 right here is the throne room scene is probably my favorite score from that film. So that's why I put it at number 9. At number 8, I have Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And if you don't know already, the best score in this movie is easily the part where Anakin and Obi-Wan are having their duel. I think it's not Duel of Fates, it's Battle of the Heroes. And I love this score. I remember when I first heard this score, I was like, holy shit, this is going to be amazing. And it's a score that really utilized that scene and made it, give it that weight that it needed during that moment, that confrontation between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and I think the score works really well. However, I think I listened to it so much back in the day that I think there was a time where I would have had it in my top 5, and throughout the years, I think there's been some other ones that grown on my list a little bit more, and so, but I still really love this theme. So moving on, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back at number 7. Yes, of course, it's the Imperial Army score. I think it's such a terrific score, and that's the villain score right there, so you can't go any way around it other than that. It's a great score for a great reason. There's a reason why some people last year when some of Trump's supporters were going around marching, some people would use this score on some of that footage. So during protests, when some of the police were marching around, yeah, it's a great score, man. At number 6, I have Hook. Hook, that's right, Steven Spielberg's Hook. I love the movie Hook, and the score to me is equally just as powerful as that movie. Yes, I said powerful because I love that movie so much when I was a kid and still really enjoy it to this day. It's such a fun film, and the score to Hook just makes you want to fly off to Neverland and have fun, just be a kid again, you know. Yeah, it's a score I really love, and I think one of the things that definitely make that movie bittersweet. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but yeah, it's a great score. I can't. The main score would be the main representative for this ranking right here. So, moving on to number 5, I have E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Yeah, E.T. fantastic score. The main theme, obviously. I think it's even used during the scene where they're riding on the bikes, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I watched E.T., but and of course at the end of the movie they use the theme there too when E.T. is flying off back into space. And when that score plays at the end too, you start tear jerking everything. It's like such a great emotional ride of a movie, and the theme suits it too. So I remember when they did that E.T. commercial and brought back the kid from that who played Elliot from the film to do a new commercial. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. And that theme starts kicking in. I literally cried at a commercial. So it was such a great theme, man. So moving on to number 4, I have Raiders of the Lost Ark. You got to get an Indiana Jones score in here. I've grown to like Temple of Doom score quite a bit too, but it didn't make my top 10. But yes, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, that's Indiana Jones's theme. You got to give John Williams credit. I mean, all his scores, as soon as you hear a lot of them, you know instantly which movie it's from. And Indiana Jones, you hear that score, man, dun da da da, dun da da, and you know it's Indiana Jones, and it makes me want to go on an adventure and kick some ass and look for buried treasure and stuff. It's such a great score. At number 3, I have Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And yes, of course, it's going to be Duel of Fates. That score, hands down, is freaking awesome. I loved it when I first heard it. Unlike Battle of the Heroes from Revenge of the Sith, which kind of dropped down a little bit on my rankings, Duel of Fates has never dropped off my rankings. I loved it when I heard it back then, and I still think it's one of the best Star Wars scores of all time. Or it is the best Star Wars score for me of all time. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I think Phantom Menace, I used to love it so much. It was, everybody admits, it's that Duel of Fates that really makes that movie. The three-way battle between Darth Maul against the two Jedis, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. So, yeah, that's why the score is all the way up here. Finally, number 2, I have Superman. I love the Superman score, man. And this score still holds up. When it peaked in the Justice League movie, Joss Whedon's Justice League film, because let's face it, it's not Zack Snyder's film, it's Joss Whedon's. It did bring back some nostalgia in that movie, and I love the way it was utilized in Superman Returns as well. One of the things I think everybody can agree that Superman Returns did right was bring back that John Williams theme. And oh man, what moment? The main theme is just amazing. I don't have to pick a moment. It's the main theme in general. So there you go. But if you want a scene that it's really utilized well in, it's not even, I wouldn't even say the original Superman films. I would actually pick Superman Returns. Used it in a great way. I really loved the way they used it during the plane scene. it comes up in that moment, and then even later on in the end when he's shooting the mountain up into space, they use it again in that scene there, which I thought was really well done. But the main theme in general is a great score. So finally, my number one favorite John Williams score is Jurassic Park. You know what? I love Jurassic Park. The movie, of course, and the Lost World score is actually really great too. But it's the Jurassic Park theme that I thought I just love it. Every time you hear it, it just makes you feel all the feels that Jurassic Park gives you. When you see that dinosaur for the first time, it comes up. Obviously, every time the credits start rolling, it comes up. But when you see the island for the first time and you see the helicopter going through the island and all that, that's where it really plays and it really sticks with you. Even though he didn't compose Jurassic Park 3, they use that theme in Jurassic Park 3 in that scene too, where they come back to the island and Grant is looking out the window and he sees the dinosaurs and he's remembering the greatness of the good things about Jurassic Park. And he's like, man, I've forgotten. And that's a great moment. And it's because that score that John Williams created that really helps that moment in a so Jurassic Park film. But it was made for the original film, and the original film, wow, it's outstanding, and it holds the honor of one of the greatest scores of all time, in my opinion. So, look, I know I used Jurassic Park 3 as an example, even though John Williams didn't score that movie, but his theme is what made it into that movie. And same thing with Superman Returns. I know he didn't score that movie. I think that was John Ottoman, but who's usually scores a lot of Bryan Singer's films. But even they knew that they had to bring that score that John Williams created because it's so iconic. And I think it's rough to like take over a franchise and do you replace that score like Man of Steel had to. Thankfully for Man of Steel, they managed to they got Hans Zimmer to create a score worthy of I don't want to say replace, but of taking over the Superman franchise and making that score just as iconic as the John Williams score. I feel like the John Williams score is iconic in a classic age, and then the Hans Zimmer's Man of Steel score is iconic in a more modern age. But John Williams scores, I think even for the modern era, still stand the test of time, and all of them are iconic to this day for a reason. So I don't know, guys. Tell me, what are some of your favorite John Williams scores? Did I leave any off that I should have put on? I know I wanted to put like The Lost World, Jurassic Park, or I know the original Harry Potter film. You gotta somehow talk about Harry Potter because it's such an iconic score as well. I know some people are probably gonna be mad at me that I didn't put the original one there. I put Prisoner of Azkaban instead. But hey, it's what it is, man. And the Jaws theme is really good too. I felt kind of weird not putting the Jaws theme up here, but these are the 10 scores that I really enjoyed. So tell me your thoughts. Put down your list in the comments section below. Don't be afraid. Let's start a discussion on John Williams and how terrific he is and all the great iconic scores. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, also another great score. It's like I could have choose so many. But these are the 10 that came to my head and the ones that I really enjoy the most. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.